Hi folks, this week for MU111 we're talking about writing down music by ear, by just hearing something and then being able to transcribe it. For that we need ear training. I recommend for that ear weights. These good quality weights available from all good stores will stand you in good stead as you strengthen your ear tissue. No, they won't. They're not real. That was a joke. Okay, so ear training, what do we mean by that? This is a technique that sometimes, would spend a whole conservatoire term doing. Sometimes solfa as a way of understanding ear training. Techniques I'm going to be talking about this week in the videos and in the lecture are more sort of a preparation for things that will be useful on other courses. So I might say, why is transcription useful? To start with, we're ear training with a view to transcription. Why is transcription useful? Well, in all sorts of contexts, especially in ethnomusicology, the sort of catch-all term for musics that might primarily not use notation, that might primarily use recording, in which case being able to notate it in some way is a very, very useful skill. Okay? Similarly, popular music is a tradition that's not often notated. It sometimes is, of course, but also being able to notate things by ear is very, very useful. Okay? So the sorts of techniques that we're going to be talking about, I'm not encouraging anybody to try and work on developing perfect pitch or anything like that. If you feel you have that skill, that will be useful. This is about the only time that is useful, to be quite honest. It's not that helpful as a musician. Okay, but how do we understand key? My advice, and I'm going to be talking about techniques that have worked for me. So often you might find and experiment and try other things that work for you as well. How do I understand key? I find that singing through things helps a lot, quite frankly. And in building up ear training, my understanding of pieces, I try and sing them back. You'll have heard me singing pieces during lectures and seminars and things like that. And that works really well for me. Okay? I'll talk through a few different ways of doing that. I think the simplest step to begin thinking about identifying key is to, when hearing a piece, to think about the tonic. So we're presented with chords. Try and have in your head, what is the tonic note? If I was going to sing the tonic note, what would that be? So I've got the piano out. I'm going to play an extract of Seduce by Stevie Wonder. A piece that moves around tonally a lot, but the opening is sort of predictable. So it goes... Okay. If I just play those chords... So it loops around. We know very often that the first chord will be the tonic. That is the case here. Popular music, that's almost overwhelmingly the case. So if we hold that key in our head, incidentally that's B major as a key. Alright, that's establishing tonic. And okay, we've picked the first note. You don't need to know it's B major. Just need to know that it's tonic, okay? Other notes are relative to it. This is the interesting thing about the tuning system that we've come to use in most music, Western art music, but also popular music, most folk music, etc., etc. It's that transposition means that everything is relative. So once you have an idea of tonic in your head, you can understand the other chords relative to it, okay? I'm going to work backwards from that tonic in that... Okay, we go... And we end up with this. I'm going to play that last interval again. That is the dominant. The next step I recommend is being able to recognize intervals. Okay? And tonic to dominant is the easiest one to recognize. It's the one that stands out the most. How might we confirm that? If that's our tonic, that note B, I would sing through the notes of the triad, root, third, fifth. Ba, ba, ba. And that F sharp dominant then confirms that. Okay? That's working through those. So going back, how do I get from that note to that? I might go down, ba, 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 confirming G sharp, chord 6. That's tonic, down 1, down another, chord 6. The interesting chord, that is down a semitone, so it's G major and then the dominant. Okay? I know I'm breezing through that. What are techniques you might try? So I think singing really is your friend here. If you're not confident with singing, my advice is you sort of need to be, really. I think it's crucial to musicianship in general. You can understand music through your instrument, but that is more difficult. Something that's embodied and physical means you never need your instrument in front of you. Okay? So a technique that I recommend that helped me a lot was singing through notes of the scales to recognize intervals. So it goes la, la, major second, la, la, major third, la, la, perfect fourth, la, la, perfect fifth, bum, ba, major sixth, bum, ba, major seventh, ba, ba, octave. Okay, and I'm singing it terribly, but it works as an exercise. Okay? All of this requires practice. Okay? Singers and string players already have an advantage. Singers, because of course this is your instrument and you need to find where notes are and have it in your head. String players, that is orchestral strings, non-fretted string instruments, you obviously have to know tuning and find tuning and adjust your tuning accordingly. So being able to know where those pitches are is going to help you as well. Okay? This will take practice, folks. This is probably the most practical-oriented skill on the course. Okay? That is being able to hear a piece and having an idea of what notes and chords you're hearing. You don't need to know exact pitches, but knowing the relations between them. Okay, that's tonic, that's subdominant. Okay, that interval is a fourth. These things are going to help you. Okay? Over the next 2 videos, we're going to talk through different techniques of doing these. We're going to start with rhythm, but then go to melody. And obviously, we're going to go into a lot more detail in the lecture. Okay? So please make sure you are going to be using your ear weights over the coming week. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Okay, folks?